good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and yes, that's my food going off. Welcome back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but first, the usual disclaimers. So why am I a smiling fool today? I had enough hours to take tomorrow and Sunday off, and I'm going to Silver Dollar City, and I'm going to raid the bakery like it owes me money. No, they have got a fantastic bakery, so I'm going to be raiding that, and I'm going to be looking at all the crafts because they're getting ready to have their fall fest. Yay! So Mom and I are going, so expect, a plethora of pictures while I take a look in the blacksmith's area and the glass blowing and the woodworking areas and all the food. Oh my God, the food. I can do what I want. I can have a cheap day. All right, folks. Just letting you have that little bit of awesome before we go into the word salad that would make Elaine blush. That's right, the JRC's apologists. All right, so in the description box, you're going to see the link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the Judge Rotenberg's quote-unquote behavioral modification program. The JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. It's a small non-for-profit, folks. They bring in $10K a year, period. If the JRC feels so threatened by this article, they're really willing to threaten such a small fly, then that means there's something they really don't want you to know in there. So please read that article and share on all your social media. You're also going to see the link to the public statement that NeuroClastic has made in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat and the link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding in case the JRC actually has the balls to see through with their threat. We also have the links to the Agape boarding school situation. Agape boarding school is a Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri that is having and pending 21 lawsuits against its ass by its so-called rebellious male teens. That includes sexual abuse, physical abuse, child exploitation, starvation, amongst many others. Please read those articles, share on all your social media, especially right now because things are looking like a fucking setup, folks. The judge that is presiding over the civil and the state cases is a judge who founded the firm that is defending Agape boarding school. So far, we have had, let's see here, the FBI has arrested a staff member. There's a former doctor who still lives on the premises who is facing multiple counts of sodomy and other forms of sexual abuse against the students there. And yeah, the judge went from, well, if they're not working for them, then don't execute the shut down the school order, to, oh, but I need more information, to, it has now gotten pushed off till September the 21st. So, yeah, share on all your social media, folks. Something smells fishy. Something's rotten. I can feel it. It has the same tactics and bullshits the courts have used to protect the JRC time and again. So, get those articles out there. There needs to be an outcry, and it's got to be from more than just us out here in Missouri and those of us nearby. These guys take in kids from all over the United States. We need you guys on this one, all right? Be fucking loud. We cannot let this go on. All right? We also have a link to their change.org Shut Agape Boarding School Down petition. Please share that on all your social media, okay? We got the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign as well, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, or as I like to call it, 30 years of receipts. We also got the templates and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. When we discuss the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you do have young children present, please use your headphones. Also, this channel is marked 18 and up for a reason. We use profanity and we talk about dark, disturbing subjects. If you have anyone below 18 watching this channel, parental advisory should go without saying. It's not my job to parent your kids. It's your job. All right. I don't like to censor myself, folks. I had one person complain once and just that I'll censor myself for my little nephews and nieces and around kids. I'm not going to do it for the PC woke crowd, all right? I'm not that person. All right, so it is 3:57. I am both exhausted and hyper excited at the same time. So you know the drill. If I stumble with my words, stare into space, or have some kind of autistic babble come out of my mouth, apologies in advance, all right? Okay, so the bullet points. We've already went over their bullshit, if you remember. They're happy with the adversives. Yes, because everyone's happy when they're punished. Make it make sense. Nobody is happy when they're punished, all right? Nobody is happy when they're being shocked, deprived of food, and have staff jump out at them at any fucking point of time in the day, all right? God. Could you imagine them putting that in an advertisement and trying to sell that? Because remember, sales is my job. Could you fucking imagine? Say there was a call center for this place and you have to sell these parents and you have to use those as selling points. Could you imagine that? God. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, bullet points. Because the problem behaviors have diminished markedly, the students now earn more rewards, field trips, better residence, and more advanced classroom, and education and future, and more happier visits to their own family home, etc. Oh, so you have to earn the right to not be tortured. You have to earn the right to get field trips, to live in a better home, to actually be educated. You see that line there, right? You have to earn your right to an education by not having behaviors. What the fuck is this shit? You are being paid, JRC, not to be some fucking evil psychopath babysitter from hell. You're being paid to educate these kids. This is why school districts are paying your fees. That means your job is fucking educating the goddamn kids. They should not have to earn their fucking right to an education. That's your goddamn job. What the actual fuck? It makes more sense now that you think about it, right? Remember, they have them basically putting together fucking popsicle sticks all day? Now it makes a little bit more sense. You have to earn it by acting neurotypical. And remember what I tell you, you can't change brain neurology with behavioral psychology. It doesn't fucking work that way. As Paul back there can tell you, who's schizotypal, all we learned to do is how to produce masks.
I'm great at pretending to be normal when I choose to be.
Now, he's not even autistic, but even with his masks, tell him how exhausting and demoralizing that shit is on a day.
Oh my god. It's hell.
It is absolute fucking nightmare. Like both of us.
A mental marathon.
When we worked in a call center live and in person as opposed to from home, both of us were beyond just destroyed that it actually affected our physical health.
Well, we were constantly having to shift mental gears because we had to wear one mask when we were on the phone with people, we had to wear another mask when we were talking to our coworkers.
See what I mean?
It's awful.
And we have to do it every time we leave the door unless we are with my mom or his mom. And maybe some of our friends who are just as messed up as we are. But yeah, the idea I'm trying to get across here is that the JRC wants these kids to mask. It's not real change, folks. The behaviors, the triggers, all of them are still there. When you're wearing a mask, you're basically burying every single thing about yourself and imitating the people around you. So you're not the real you.
Well, and masking can be taught. I mean, when I was institutionalized, they spent most of their time teaching me how to mask, pretend to be normal.
But again, that's not a real solution to behaviors because they're still there. And you can get triggered while wearing a mask, and guess what's going to happen?
It's like Jekyll and Hyde.
We're going to switches real fast, too. Especially when you're forced to do it for an exceptionally long period of time. The point here is the fact that these kids have to pretend and fake every single day of their lives to not be tortured, to literally earn every single bite of food that they eat. And that's not a joke, Paul. That's their behavioral program. They literally have to earn every single bite of food over a 2-hour period. At every single bite of food throughout the day.
And start eating the orderlies.
I know. So, yeah, they have to earn the right to eat, earn their right to an education, earn the right to field trips, all this shit that neurotypical kids are just given. Just given. Because it's normal childhood things. So that tells you everything you need to know about the JRC parents. If you are thinking about sticking your kids in this fucking place, just know they believe your child has to earn the right to the education. Okay? They have to earn the right to eat, to sleep, to not be fucking drug out by fucking orderlies and threatened with various utensils. Alright? To not be thrown on a 4-point board and shocked over 31 times with face down and a helmet on. You have to fucking fake being normal. Remember, it's not even the normal that I put on my fake face on. Because nobody out here gives a shit if I curse up a storm. They all know I come from an Army veteran family. But the JRC, I'd be shocked for that. If I went dressed to the nines every single fucking day, like some bizarre freaking church kid out of a horror movie, yeah. Let's move to the next bullet point. As a result of making more contracts and earning more rewards, the students become happier, more optimistic, and proud of their achievements. Oh, yay! I've got a gold star! No, honey, you really think they're focused on their rewards? Can I tell you, as an autistic, what they're fucking focused on? Can I tell you what their hyper-focus is? When's the next punishment coming? Can I be blunt with you all? That is what they're focused on. These kids aren't happier because they're jumping through hoops to pretend to be something that they're not every fucking day of their lives. What JRC is telling these kids is what ABA tells us our whole goddamn lives. That we, as we are, as people, as human beings, as neurodiverse individuals, autism, ADHD, what have you, the long list, we as we are not good enough. We're not really human, we're subhuman. And in order to be treated like human beings, we have to earn the right. We must pretend to be someone else every second of every single day of our fucking lives in order to be treated like a human being. I am not joking. I'm not mincing words. That's exactly what it is, to be blunt. It doesn't make us happier. It doesn't make us more optimistic. It doesn't make us more fucking proud. It does the exact opposite. It makes us, at our core, hate ourselves as we really are. To hate ourselves so much that we will burn out at younger and younger ages all the goddamn time to pretend to be what we feel like, what we've been told the world wants us to be. So look at this here. The students smile more and act appropriate with peers and family. There's absolutely no increased fear, anxiety, or aggression. That's what the mask is for, folks. The mask is for you. We're going to pretend to be happier. We're going to tend to be optimistic. We're going to pretend to be so happy for our achievements. We will even force ourselves into social situations that we do not want to fucking be in. That we are burnt out, we're fucking tired, but we will force ourselves to do it, and we will mask for you just to be fucking accepted, because that's what gets drilled into us. But the thing is, that's all it is. It's a mask. It's not real. You have to look beneath the surface. Many of the kids who've been in ABA have been later diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Many of them burn out. A lot of them don't always come back from it, or it's a very extremely slow process. It's an illusion we create. I'm going to guarantee you these kids are probably far more motivated than any of the people I can think of to appear that way on the outside, so that they won't be starved again, or shocked again, or grabbed in the hall again. It's a horrifying thought. And I'm going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments. And please, folks, don't forget to give my fellow misfit and roomie, Mr. Paul, a little bit of love there in the comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone.